Hello, my name is Michael J. Russ. Thank you so much for joining me for this Zero Adversity training. Today we're going to be talking about the inner conversation hack, step 2. Now, if you recall, and if you haven't watched the video for step 1, please do. Please go back and do that before you watch this video, because it's important. It's talking about discovering what you're thinking and saying about yourself, that inner conversation, self-talk. What is it that's going on in your head? And I encourage you for a week to pay attention to it so you can become aware of it. This is step 2. Step 2 is define. Once you know what you're thinking and saying about yourself, you have an idea about whether your dialogue is drifting to the negative or the positive, and how it is and when it is, you can begin to stop it. The whole idea here, of course, is to get your self-talk powerfully moving forward, helping you with purpose and intention instead of holding you back and inhibiting and sabotaging what it is that you're doing in your life. Your life is a reflection of what you think about most. What you think about most. So when you want to change your life, any aspect of your life, one of the things you really need to do, top 3 things, is look at your self-talk. Examine your self-talk. Assess it. Is it helping you move through whatever challenge you're faced with in your life? If you're looking to create more abundance in your life, is your thinking prosperous thinking? Is it scarcity thinking? Is it lack? You see, scarcity and lack, that's negative. That's negative self-talk. What you don't have, what you'll never have. The positive side of that is prosperity thinking. I've got everything I need in my life. I have more than enough money. I have more than enough food. I have more than enough sustenance to get me through the life. I've got an incredible place to live. Positive self-talk is incredibly important because it influences every aspect of your life. It influences your beliefs. It influences and reinforces your beliefs, your perceptions, responses to adversity and challenges, circumstances, unfortunate or misfortunate. And it reinforces thought viruses, those negative perceptions, negative ideas and concepts that you've adopted from others, from other sources outside of you. You're in a conversation and self-talk. Those terms are interchangeable. Inner conversation, self-talk, same thing. I use them interchangeably when I speak live with people and in these videos. Now, right now, we're going to be talking about how to defy what you've discovered you're saying about yourself that's negative. And there are 2 things you can do. The first thing you have to do is make a pact with yourself that you're never going to say anything negative about you and what you're doing ever again. I made this pact 30 years ago and it served me very, very well. Today, it's so ingrained that in my psyche that I don't even think about saying anything negative about myself regardless of what I'm doing. I always find something positive to say about myself in relationship to anything and everything that's going on. I don't care whether it's it's relationship, family, career, job, death, divorce. It doesn't really make a difference. Whatever the situation is, say something positive about you. Support you. If you don't, no one else will. It's no one else's job to support you. It's your job to support you. So, the first way to defy, again, is to make a pact with yourself to never say anything negative about yourself ever again and what you're doing. Step 2 involves this heightened sense of awareness I keep referring to. If you make that pact, yet you find yourself saying something negative about yourself, you can stop mid-sentence and turn it all around, rephrase it. I guarantee you, whoever you're talking to, they won't even know. If you're talking out loud to somebody, joking about yourself or whatever, just stop it. Mid-sentence, just derail it. Shift that completely to something more positive. Figure out, either don't say anything at all after you stop, or rephrase whatever it is you're saying in a positive way. It's like a train, you just want to derail it. Okay, whatever the train of the conversation is, whatever the direction it is, you just derail it. That is step 2. Those are the only 2 ways that you're going to be able to stop saying something negative about yourself. And if you do this often enough, guess what? You're going to become more and more positive, more and more purposeful and intentional in the language that you're using to describe you in relationship to what you're doing. Life gives you challenges on a daily basis. Little challenges and big challenges. That's what life is. It just keeps throwing stuff at you. What you think and say about yourself in relationship to how you're fielding these challenges as they come to you is important. It means something. It determines how quickly you get through it and how you get through it. Now let me give you an example. The litmus test, by the way, is for supportive self-talk. You know that you're really positive with this whole thing, is how you feel. When you say, I can't do this, I can't do this, pay attention to how you feel. It's never going to happen. When I say that, I'm bending over, my shoulders are coming in, I'm looking down, my tonality is going right down the dumper. My body language, my tonality, everything reflects can't, never will. It's not going to happen. As opposed to, I can do this. Shoulders are back, chest is out, posture is up. I can do this. It's like gathering the energies around you to help you. When you're positive with the statement, when you say I can do this, what you're doing then is you're opening pathways to inspiration, creativity. Inspiration and creativity. You're gathering resources around you that can help get it done. When you say, I can't do this, shut all that down. That's what happens. It just shuts everything down. The direction and the path of your thinking is not, let me figure out how I can get this done. It's, I can't get this done. Closing doors. You can just hear them all around. Just closing. Shut, 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 shut. That's it. You sit there in your little pity party or whatever it is that you're having, your little pool of despair, and that's self-defeating. It's counterproductive. I don't care what you're going through. Speaking positively about yourself is free. Changing your mind is free. It doesn't involve anything other than just changing your thought process. You know, the biggest problem out there right now is that people are talking negatively about themselves. The self-talk is really bad around social media. Digital friends don't like what it is that I put out there. I don't have any likes for my post. They must not like me. My gosh, it's insane. We've got millions of people in this world whose self-worth is being derived from a digital source, something outside of them. Happiness is something you cultivate from within. Self-confidence is cultivated from within. And your inner conversation is huge when it comes to these things. Your inner conversation is everything. Paying attention to it, knowing what you're saying about yourself, instead of just espousing a lot of this negative stuff. It's really, really, really important. Your self-esteem, self-confidence, how good you feel about life, regardless of what's going on outside of you, because there's always going to be something going on outside of you. Always. Just accept that as a fact of life. I don't care whether you're in a place where the death rate is really, really high, and I really have the utmost respect for people who are living in a community where death and dying are a natural part of life with their friends, shootings, things of this nature in Chicago. I have the utmost respect for anyone. And I've come across children who have a positive outlook on their own lives in the midst of all of this negativity. Kudos to you. You're zero adversity heroes. Zero adversity heroes in my book. In your darkest hour, when you can say something positive about yourself in relationship to it, it's just a thing that's happening outside of you. Or it might have happened to you. Point is, you can always have a positive and intentional, purposeful conversation, inner conversation about yourself. You can. DEFY. that negative self-talk, that negative inner conversation. I've given you some tools as to how to do that. Start doing it. In step 3 of this inner conversation hack, I'm going to talk about, again, design. How do we now, we've discovered what we said, we've stopped saying those things, or we're doing our best on a daily basis, moment to moment, to stop. Now we want to start integrating some positive things, some purposeful, intentional language. We want to design language that actually works for us, so that we can take that language and we can use it instead of the negative stuff that we're talking about. We can use it, and we can create some positive affirmations for ourselves and create a purposeful inner conversation, one that works with us instead of against us. My name is Michael J. Russ. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time you've taken with me today. Check me out, michaeljruss.com. Live, when I do this particular talk live about the inner conversation, the beautiful thing about it is I can actually take from the audience, solicit from the audience, situations, circumstances, challenges, whatever, and we can talk about language that we can use to help us get through it. That's the difference between this video and doing something live. So if you know somebody who's looking for a keynote speaker, have them give me a call through michaeljruss.com. Contact me there. Other than that, I wish you absolutely all the best. Make it a great day for yourself. Thank you.